If you clicked on this video, then you very likely play video games. Now let me ask you, what about that game keeps you hooked? Is it an intriguing story, its characters, or is it something else, like challenges, battle passes, or cosmetics that you grind hours for or pay for instantly? Either answer you give, this outcome was intended by the developers to the fullest. They wanted to keep you in, they wanted to keep you playing for as long as possible, and they wanted you to buy more. Things such as challenges, whether it be weekly, seasonal, or daily, are all tactics that are deliberately designed to keep you playing and designed to keep you coming back for hours, days, weeks, or even months on end. Challenges are designed to take excessive amounts of time to complete and are designed to offer very little reward for your effort as an incentive to pay real-world money for the items that you really want. Battle passes, for somebody who does not pay for tiers, are designed to take days, weeks, or even months to complete in an attempt to keep the player coming back daily to try to complete the challenges. Yo, let me cut in here real quick. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, leave a like, subscribe, and also leave a comment with your feedback and any video suggestions you have for any future videos. I appreciate it. Now back to the content. Battle passes are also designed in a way that players who do not have the time to sit there for hours on end to be able to pay to instantly skip ahead in tiers. This system entices players to spend real-world money in order to skip tiers in order to get the items that they want quicker, granting that instant dopamine rush that we all crave. The rewards are typically nothing too special, but are designed to make players grind for hours to unlock them to create FOMO in the player. And where there's smoke, there's fire. So as soon as these systems took off and publishers saw that they could make big bank off of these battle passes, seasons, chapters, and this whole model, it began to even overtake the paid game market. Another monetization tactic that has entered even the paid game market is the inclusion of an item or cosmetic shop in which you can pay to earn currency to buy skins or other cosmetics that you usually cannot earn in-game. This tactic deliberately entices people to spend money on items that they can't earn regularly. They also make the payout for this currency in challenges extremely low, essentially making it a requirement to spend money in order to get currency to buy any form of skins or cosmetic to make your character look unique or stand out. And free-to-play games are not the only games that use this model. This shit's even infested paid games, and Activision is the biggest outlier.
So basically, what I was thinking of was, oh fuck.
Getting hundreds of emotes, reticles, dances, and other stupid shit that in years previous you would have been able to earn by just playing the game. And it's not like you can avoid these things either, because whenever you enter the game, you're immediately greeted by a page enticing you or trying to take you to the world. One way or another, they want you to know about it. And through the use of this tactic, they are deliberately taking advantage of people by making them feel left out if they don't have the latest skin, emote, or dance. And seeing others with it only increases this feeling of missing out, and for many leads to them breaking out the wallet, and in some cases even breaking that sweet piggy bank just for something that they can't even touch, hear, or physically smell. Like, yeah, that fucking new skin is cool, but in 10 years, what are you gonna do with that shit? What's that shit gonna be worth? How is that shit gonna make you a better you? And it'll be cool for a few minutes, or until the next skin comes out and you feel like you gotta have that one too. It's just an endless cycle. But unfortunately, this was only a clear indicator to publishers that people were willing to pay for things that they easily could have implemented a system in which you just play the game to get. People were willing to pay to see time, which leads to the games not being designed to be played for extensive hours on end, which leads to a lot of them falling off because they don't have that longevity, or they don't strive for longevity like many games sought to in the past. However, this change did not come overnight. An earlier form of this exact same monetization strategy was seen with the implementation of loot boxes in the early to mid 2010. They worked in a very similar way, in which you'd either play for an extended period of time and earn a small amount of a particular currency, or another way of opening these boxes, or you could just skip the playtime and pay for them outright. Overwatch introduced this system back when it came out, and they got huge pushback from it. However, it stuck to cosmetics 6 as its form of loot. Activision and Call of Duty would soon follow suit, with Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3 having their own form of this system in the form of supply drops in which you would play or buy a key to open the box. However, they locked some of the best weapons behind these paywalls, and for a period of time was a major contributor to the decrease in player base, as people with the biggest wallets were able to beat out the people who either refused to pay or didn't have the funds. And later on, even EA would join in on the fun when they would release Battlefront 2 with heavy monetization, some of the best characters behind these paywalls. Non-pay players would have had to play for an unreasonable amount of time to even be able to have a chance at these characters, which was also another big thing. You weren't guaranteed anything in any of these monetization strategies. It was all up to random chance. It was all in a pool, it was all gambling. That's all it is. It's just another form of gambling. However, thankfully, the government decided to pull their head out of their ass, and officials pushed back on this, and companies were forced to remove these systems from games, and they could no longer continue to have loot boxes in the game, as long as it was seen as gambling. But of course, like a meth head looking for their next fix, they found a way around this, and boy, did they push hard on it. By this point, you may be saying to yourself that these things do not impact the quality of the game that is being made. However, to answer the question that we are trying to solve today, simply have to take a look at the most recent releases in some of the biggest franchises and how they've been handled. Let's take a look at Halo Infinite. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo Reach were some of the most popular FPS games when they were released at their time. Fast forward to 2021 and the story is not exactly the same. After several delays, Halo Infinite would release its multiplayer as a free-to-play standalone experience, followed up by the campaign a month later. When the game was released, fans praised the solid combat mechanics and how 343 was able to improve on the formula of Halo that had been so common throughout the years. However, this game was also seen as a huge step back in the eyes of many, and just months after its release, Halo Infinite would start to see declining numbers in its player base. For starters, the game was missing several core staples of the Halo franchise, and you couldn't even play a designated Slayer mode at the launch of the game. As a matter of fact, the game only launched with 4 game modes and only a handful of maps, and still has yet to release the highly anticipated Forge mode, which is one of the biggest aspects of previous Halo games and is what keeps fans playing for hours on end, as they're able to let their creativity shine and create game modes and other things that the devs couldn't have done themselves. Pair this with 343's inability to quickly and efficiently release new maps and game modes, as well as them obviously focusing more on the item shop and cosmetics, and Halo Infinite would lose its player base faster than a crackhead on a bender. And it divided the fans into more groups than Trunks did to Frieza when he returned to get revenge on Goku. No matter what type of player you are, it is clear that the focus has been shifted from creating long-lasting, impactful video games and has shifted to squeezing every cent out of its dwindling fan base. So, as players, what are we to do? It's nowhere near as simple as just not playing the games, as a dwindling fan base clearly hasn't deviated their focus from monetizing their games as far as possible. And you see, these tactics are specifically designed to target a specific demographic. These companies are specifically targeting younger people and people who are easily susceptible to these monetization strategies. Mobile games have been doing it for years, and now console publishers want in on it. You see, they target these people because they know that they are more willing to spend money, as they don't fully understand the full weight and value of a dollar, and they are far more likely to fall for these tactics. And unfortunately, a lot of these people are simply unable to see through the facade that they are putting up, where people feel like they have to pay $20 for something that easily could have been given away for free or earned through playing the game, what it was intended to be done. However, there is another way to look at it. Since gaming has only just really exploded into the mainstream within the last decade to 2 decades, for some people this form of gaming and this strategy is all that they know. So to them, it's supposed to be that you pay for these things. This is how they think that it was meant to be designed. They don't see games as an experience to be had, They just see it as something to do, and that's not what games are meant for. They're meant to be fun, they're meant to be enjoyed, and they're meant to be impactful in some way, shape, or form. I think the best solution would be to continue to support the developers who prioritize the experience over monetization, because there are still some studios out there like that. This strategy hasn't completely overtaken every game, but as the big studios continue to buy up the smaller studios, this will quickly become a common trend in every game if something is not done about it. Companies will continue to design their games around these monetization strategies rather than around solid gameplay mechanics and storytelling. But at the end of the day, these are businesses, and businesses are created with the intent of making money. However, when that profit is seen as being more important than the product that is being put out, then what is that business really offering? These companies are not our friends, but they sure as hell try to pretend that they are, putting up a facade to make us believe that they are better than they really are. However, this is my favorite hobby, and it has been for a long time, and I honestly can't see myself completely falling off of it, unless they make it so that the only way you can get anything or do anything is by paying. I feel like I'll be along for the ride for a while, and I'll continue to keep trying to push for quality over quantity. I want future generations to be able to have these experiences like we had, to make these memories that we all made back in the day playing on our DS's or whatever it was. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. These are memories that'll last forever. However, that's not what they're focused on anymore. It's all about money. They're not worried about making memories. And I feel it's our responsibility to keep calling for change in this industry. I know I probably sound pessimistic in the video, and judging from my other videos, you probably think that as well. However, that's not the case at all. Honestly, this is just something that I've come to enjoy quite a bit over my lifetime, and it has brought me great memories that I'll have forever. And I just don't want to see it be destroyed by greed, just like everything else has. Everything else has been overrun or is only there to make money. You know, everything nowadays is made cheap just to maximize profit. You know, why be safer when you could make a little extra money? But it is what it is, you know. And I just want to be clear that I don't blame the players for this at all. You know, I don't blame the people who participate in these systems. None of that shit. I didn't like that, because that's, you know, you're just feeding into what you're given. You're eating what you're being fed, and you hope that the companies that are feeding you are being 100% honest with you and aren't trying to do some bullshit behind your back, which isn't the case. You know, you'd think that they're doing this kind of things just to, because if you think about it, they can make the shit free, or they can make it $1. Like back in the day, you know, you could buy fucking like cosmetics, they cost $1.99, 99 cents, 50 cents, whatever the fuck it was. Which is, you know, you should still be able to earn that shit in the game, but if, you know, you need to make a little extra money, it is what it is. But charging $20, $25, $30, that's like, at least to me personally, that sum of money goes a long way more than something that I might look at for a few hours a day or a few hours a week, or you know, something that could be way more beneficial to me and would last me longer. Like back in the day, I bought the only games I ever got were pre-owned, and I didn't fucking know for years. I didn't know the difference. All my games were pre-owned, or, you know, games that came out a while ago. I played the GameCube until 2012, and it just got harder to find games, and I also wanted to play with friends and all that other bullshit. And it's not the developer's fault either, because, you know, at the end of the day, they gotta sit there for hours on end. They gotta go through crunch, you know. There's a lot that goes into game development that a lot of people don't know about. I'm included in that, and for them to be able to produce what they're able to produce is incredible. That's art at the end of the day. That is pure art. You know, these are things that people will remember and will be encapsulated in society for years to come. But what's focused on is the greedy publishers around these developers who are pushing all these monetization tactics. And it's not all the publishers either. There's some publishers who still, you know, haven't been as, they're all trying to make money at the end of the day. But companies like EA, Activision, who make billions off of microtransactions and yet still produce mediocre ass games. Madden should fucking look like real life at this fucking point with how much money EA has. But yet it looks the exact same as it did back whenever I used to play Madden 12 and Madden 25. Hell, I played Madden 06, and the only thing that's really changed is in that game you had to hold the X button to run, where now it's the fucking trigger. That's what's fucking different. You know, these things are meant to be for fun, and yet it's just turned into who has the biggest wallet. But that's fine. I'll just sit back and I'll just play Smash Bros. While you guys fucking go bankrupt over fucking skin shit. I'm not the smart one. Y'all know, I know that's not everybody. You know, we've been kind of catching on to it here recently, which is good. And it shows that, you know, we're not just completely blinded by these companies that push this shit to it, which I'm happy to see, and I know will continue into the future. You know, we're all just here to have a good time at the end of the day. We all just want to have fun, something to relax, or something to enjoy and have a good time. But anyways, guys, that's been another video. I hope you guys enjoyed. At the end of the day, I'm just here to put my ideas and a few clouds up in the air. Hopefully you guys did as well while watching this video, and it made it more enjoyable. You know, leave a like, leave a comment with your feedback and any other suggestions you may have for future videos. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys being here. Stay real, be safe, peace.